on Sunday, man. I know you're nervous for the Rams, but you got to be a little enthusiastic after being there.
Bro, that game atmosphere was ridiculous. The energy, the electricity. That place was rocking. Anyone was there, and a lot of the Super Buck fans were there too. The Bucs.
Tampa Tones. We are joined by lead goon tonight, host of the Pat and Aaron Show of WDAE, Pat Donovan. And it sounds like Stunna is bumbling a little bit. Going to put him on mute for a second until that gets a little clear. But we're joined by Pat Donovan.
It looks like Stunna's hanging out with Cheech and Chong in a car with the windows up or something over there.
It does look like we got a little...
No, my camera's broke.
For the Rams, but you got to be a little enthusiastic after being there.
Bro, that game atmosphere was ridiculous. The energy, the electricity. That place was rocking. Anyone was there, and a lot of the Super Buck fans were there too. The Bucs.
Tampa Tones. We are joined by lead goon tonight, host of the Pat and Aaron Show of WDAE. Pat Donovan. And it sounds like Stunna is bumbling a little bit. Going to put him on mute for a second until that gets a little clear. But we're joined by Pat Donovan.
It looks like Stunna's hanging out with Cheech and Chong in a car with the windows up or something over there.
It does look like we got a little...
No, my camera's broke.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome into the Buccaneers podcast tonight. I'm your host, Tampa Tones. We should be joined by Stunna and Huncho, trying to get a hold of them, trying to see what's going on, but they should be here. Donnie Pepin already commenting. Steppin' Pepin in the house. He's already with us and tuned into the Buccaneers Live. We're live right now on Facebook, YouTube, and more. And you can catch a replay on Google, Apple, Spotify, and more. A little under the weather, but that doesn't stop the radio, or that doesn't stop the podcast show. That's what I'm here for. So we'll be with you guys until the top of the hour, whether it's me and co-host or just me. But it is Tampa Tones here on the Buccaneers. We'll be back in a quick 30 seconds. Recharge batteries, 30 seconds. And we'll be back here on the Buccaneers. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back in the countdown from 30. Thanks for joining us. Welcome back to the Buccaneers. We're here live until the top of the hour, going over a plethora of things, including Peter King's power rankings, having us ranked 31st in the NFL heading into the season, according to Peter King. That's where he's ranking us at, 31st out of 32. A little hard to believe, even with Brady gone, that we're ranked that low with the likes of Mike Evans, Chris Godwin, Shaq Barrett, Levante David, and a plethora of more. So we'll get into that. Then we're going to get into a couple other things, UDFA recap, NFL draft recap, and all that fun stuff. So it's going to be a really good time here on the Buccaneers. Schedule release is coming Thursday. We're going to get into that, rumors and whatnot, and what have it's, and all that good stuff. So sit back and relax with us, and let us take you through the top of the hour. So we're not going to do draft grades, and here's why. I don't really believe in draft grades here for the present year. I don't really believe in the draft at all in terms of grading it for now. You got to look back a couple years down the line and then grade it. So, you got to look back and then grade it. You can't grade it now. You got to give it 2 to 3 years. You got to give it some time, because if you grade it now, everyone should seemingly get a really good grade or a really bad grade and no in between. If you give it years, if you give it some time, then you can properly reevaluate it down the road. I think the Bucs had a pretty good draft though, but Donnie Pepin says we won't get a primetime game this year. We'll get into that and so much more in a second, but we're going to bring in Huncho here. And Huncho, thanks for joining us, brother. What are your thoughts on the Bucs draft class? Which is your favorite pick out of all of them? We'll take Elijah Cansey out of it just in case. He's kind of everybody's one of their top picks, at least since he was a first-round guy, and he looks the part. Brian Baldinger talking him up heavy. So outside of Elijah Cansey, if you can pick one Bucs draft pick that's your favorite, who would it be, and how the hell you doing this evening, brother? Long time no talk.
What's up, Buccaneers? What's going on, man? I'm late to the party, but better late than never. I'm good, Tones. How you doing, brother?
A little under the weather, but I'm still here. I delayed the pod a couple days, but trying to recover. But hey, had to get it in today. Weather, I'm saying sickness dependent. So here we are, till the top of the hour. So one way or another, I'm glad you're here to give me some.
Yeah, I'm coming through.
Stunner says he got his times confused. What else is new?
He a teacher too. That's crazy.
And then Kat said he's sick as well. And then Bucko, he's just being a dad out there. So it's me and you, brother.
Oh, yeah. It's something flowing around down here, man. My household had it last week. So, yeah, I definitely know it's ugly out here. But back to your question. To be honest, I like all our draft picks, man. And I'm excited for some of the undrafted picks, too, also. I just feel like, of course, we got Elijah Cansey. I'm ready to see what he's going to do. Aaron Donald build, similarities to Aaron Donald. But I got to take, if I had to choose, a pick that I want to pan out and do good is, of course, the Hayes pick, Geno Hayes' nephew. Of course, I want him to pan out and do good, and just carry the torch, and have a phenomenal career, in his uncle's remembrance in Tampa. That what I really want. But I like that linebacker. I like the linebacker. Savashier.
Oh yeah.
I like Savashier, man. I can't even pick. I like Savashier. I like the Yaya.
Yaya Diaby.
Yeah, Diaby. I like our offensive lineman, man. He's gonna be. I feel like he's giving me Ryan Jensen, man. It's
Cody Mock.
Cody Mock. Yeah, I'm getting to these names. I got to get used to them.
And I do, what else is funny, Huncho? I'm not sure how familiar you are with baseball, but one of the better baseball players in the game is Jose Ramirez. He's on the Cleveland Guardians, and the Bucs' last pick of the draft was Jose Ramirez. So when we drafted him, the Guardians put up a picture of their Jose Ramirez, and he says, well, I guess he could play football now too.
Right.
Kind of funny there. I'm really looking forward to, as you alluded to, Josh Hayes. I like that pick.
The wide receiver also. My bad. I don't mean to cut you off.
Trey Palmer.
Right. Looking for him too also. Go ahead, Tones. My bad.
No, you good. Yeah, Trey Palmer should be. Talk as much as you want, brother. That's what we're here for. But Trey Palmer should be fun. Jeremy joins us. What's up, Jeremy? How you doing, brother? Hope all is well with you tonight, my man. But
what up, my boy Jeremy? What's up?
Josh Hayes should be fun. Trey Palmer should be fun. I'm looking forward to Yaya Diaby and Jose Ramirez picks. I'm looking forward to all of them. Payne Durham, the tight end.
Even Kurt Warner's son.
Yeah, Cade Warner. He should be fun. But the draft picks, Jose Ramirez and Yaya Diaby, I specifically love those two because I feel like we had such a need for depth edge position because when you look at it like this, Shaq Barrett coming off an ACL injury, yes, I think that he'll be effective when he's playing this year. Is Dede McDevitt's joining us? Shout out to you. Thanks for joining us on Facebook. But Shaq Barrett, he'll be effective when he's playing. But the question mark is when will he play and how often will he play when he is in? Then you look across and you got JTS, and he might develop a little bit more this year, but he really hasn't hit his full potential yet. Anthony Nelson, we did bring back, but he's more of a, hard-nosed guy, stop-the-run guy. He could give you a couple sacks a year, but he's more of a hard-nosed veteran. And then Cam Gill, who we really haven't seen much of yet, was out all of last year, had a half sack in the Super Bowl against Patrick Mahomes. So we do have depth, but it's kind of questionable depth. So I'm really happy with the Yaya Diaby and Jose Ramirez picks because it gives us some much-needed pursuit of the quarterback. Even when we did have Shaq Barrett in last year, Huncho, I felt like we were always kind of just missing that quarterback rush a little bit, even with Shaq Barrett.
And I think some of that is due because one of Todd Bowles' main concern in this draft was to get faster on the line, and because we always had the big bulky guys. If you go Will Golston, you got Vita Vea. Yeah, Akeem Hicks, you know what I'm saying? You just got those type of big, bulky guys. But Sanat, yeah, those not speed guys, though. You get what I'm saying? That's going to get off the ball and cause some disruption up front. Just one-on-one. And then if you got guys like they were getting one-on-ones and he was struggling. It was ridiculous. So I feel like this year, just getting faster on that line and getting faster on the edges, get Shaq some more help up, more penetration to the front, because we know what Shaq's going to do. Granted, he's coming back from his injury. I feel like he has a chip definitely on his shoulder with what happened recently. I'm not going to say a chip, but I know he's going to give it his heart. I know how it is. And some players tend to take their emotions out in the gym and on the field and stuff like that. So I'm looking for an angry Shaq Barrett. He got a heavy heart right now. Rest in peace to his daughter and what he's going through. But I just know he's going to come back fierce and ferocious. And he's definitely – I see him coming back to form. Everybody's, we don't know. But this is a new day and age with new injuries, ACLs, and things like that. Guys come back from those injuries quite fast and come back about 80%, 80 to 90%. You get what I'm saying? So It's not – just the injury that, he come back, he's not. You see how Chris Godwin, as the season goes on, they tend to get better as Chris Godwin, as he went to, as more snaps and more reps, as you've seen, he was getting better and better each game to the point where he was the only damn receiver on the field at sometimes. You get what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So yeah, I have faith in Shaq Barrett. I just wanted him to get a little extra help around him, and hopefully with the Kalijah pick up the middle and Vita getting doubled and Todd doing some other things with the three linebackers, trying to mix some things in, and hopefully Anthony Nelson can pan out. I mean, can take it up a level, and Logan Hall can get in there. It's just a lot riding on guys stepping up and actually living up to their draft potential. You get what I'm saying? Because we have a lot of guys that we drafted early that wasn't first year boom guys, and JTS, you're going in your third year now, so we definitely need you to try to. This is a flirt. We got to see what we got to get our money worth. This is one of those years like we want to see. Like we understood the first year you had JPP in front of you rotating, then last year, okay, it's your first year starting, so we're gonna sit here and take it easy, and I don't want to judge, but now this is your third year, and you should be producing at a pretty high level at where you were picked at. And Logan Hall, I understood he wasn't played as much last year, so we got to give him some more playing time and see how he develops throughout the scheme and how they want to do it. I'm just excited and ready to see what Todd's going to do with these new pieces he has.
If Hall, JTS, and Canty could all come together this year and pan out as the young core they could be. Then you throw in Shaq Barrett, as you alluded to. Hearts off to Araya Barrett, Shaq Barrett, Jordana Barrett, and the Barrett family. Such a tragic loss, and all of you know by now the sad incident that happened. But just in case, if you somehow missed it, Shaq Barrett tragically lost his daughter a couple weeks back on a Sunday from drowning in their pool. And Jordana Barrett, his lovely wife, posted this beautiful message on Instagram just one day ago. So, you know, Shaq Barrett, Jordana Barrett, they're going to be playing and spectating with heavy hearts this year, as all of us Bucs fans and coaches and players are going to be playing and rooting and hoping for the Barrett family for more reasons than one. And Jordana Barrett said, "I miss your laugh. I miss your smile. I miss your hugs. I miss your mamas. I miss everything about you. My heart is so shattered. I would do anything to give you one more hug, one more I love you, one more anything. I wish I could go back and change time. I wish I could hold you so close. I just miss my Araya girl. I just miss you. I love you forever, and I'm counting down the days until I get to be with you again. Memories will never be enough, but thank you for the best 2 years of our lives. Your smile and laugh will forever be engraved in me. You are the sunshine to my days and the beats to my heart. The world was a better place because you were in it. I love you forever and always and miss every big and little thing about you. Please stay close. Mama needs you." And Shaq Barrett hasn't even really been on social media. So, Hunch, you know, something like this, you
Yes,
can't really speak into words. You can't really say how
I understand completely.
it's terrible, Hunch. It's really one of those things that take all the time they need. They got it. Shaq's got to take all the time he needs to get right. And we're praying for him and Jordana. And I think that he does come through with a chip on his shoulder this year. Donnie Pepin Steppen says his favorite
You
pick.
get me?
I could hear you now, Huncho. What were your
I'm
thoughts?
sorry. I'm sorry. My bad. I was speaking on Shaq. Yeah, I have kids myself, and I honestly, I can't even imagine. Today is my one of my daughter's birthday. Matter of
Happy
fact,
birthday.
she turned 18. Yeah, I appreciate that too, Tone. What you did for me. That I know you had did that for me. I appreciate that. Like, you know, I seen you. I see you. I see your Tones. I appreciate that. Yeah, but she turned 18 today, and you know, I can't even imagine just having a just losing one of my kids, man. When they go to the hospital, man, it drives you crazy because you can't do anything, you know. So I feel for Shaq, and prayers out to him and his family. I know that's a tough deal. Even though she was only 2 years old, that's still a tough loss. They're so innocent at that age, man. You just feel bad for a guy like that. He's a good guy, man.
It's so sad. Great guy, as you elaborated. Everybody always has the utmost respect for Shaq around the league. The Godfather chimes in on Facebook with the prayers and thumbs up emoji. And Hunch, you know, family's a beautiful thing. So happy birthday to yours, brother. I hope you get to spend the time to your daughter or with your daughter, Huncho. That's very exciting. Birthdays in our youth are always special moments, my friend. So I'm
Oh yeah,
glad
she
you
18. She 18. She want money. She want the money. I just had to. She wants the money, bro. That's it. That when they that age, you give them the money, man, and let them make their own life
and you
and
got a
live better.
happy birthday from Jeremy as well to your daughter.
Appreciate it, Jeremy, man. Appreciate
So,
that, brother.
Huncho, any fun? I know you said some money headed in her way, but I know probably a lot of family time. Any other
Oh yeah,
highlight?
yeah. I had seen her early, and I had spent a little time with her, but you know, now she just went out with her, some of the family, with her family and her friends that's close to her. You know, that around her age, they all went out to eat dinner and stuff like that.
And the Godfather James Rubright says happy birthday as well. So you'll have to show her a
Thank you
couple
guys.
birthday messages next time you
Appreciate you
get to
guys.
link up.
Appreciate you guys. I appreciate that.
Buccaneers is family, you know, whether it's the show or the watchers or the people we have on. And I will say this, we're working on a former Buccaneer D tackle to join the show, and we're working on a couple Bucks rookies to join the show. And Anthony Gator, who's joined the show before, he just got a promotion at Florida International FIU. Anthony Gator is now FIU's outside linebackers coach. He moved up from defensive quality control to outside linebackers coach, and he's itching to get out on the show. He texted me a couple weeks back about his promotion. And then I'm like, we got to have you on the show. He's like, I'd love to be in. So between Gator and a couple
That's
Bucks
good.
we're trying to get on, we're gonna have a couple lit off-season months in front of us, Huncho.
That's good. That's good for him. Promotions are always good, man. And he's a good guy, and I like his relationship with you and supporting the Buccaneers, man. So yeah, prayers to him and keep succeeding and doing what you're doing in life, no matter where you're at in the NFL. If you're working from home, whatever you're doing, if you're prospering and doing what's right, you get promoted. And congratulations, Anthony.
Yeah, and congrats to Anthony Gator. And it's funny because when he first retired from the Canadian Football League, I had reached out to him. I had him on a couple pods. I was texting with him, and I was pretty persistent on asking him if he'd come out of retirement. And he pretty much said, not one of the things he's looking forward to is coming out of retirement, but he would potentially be down to coaching down the road. And here he is coaching down the road. So hopefully former Buck Anthony Gator could keep moving up the chains, but be on the lookout for Gator to join the show. Former Bucks D-back, former CFL Grey Cup champion, and now outside linebackers coach at FIU, Florida International University. He was a late round pick, and not everyone gets drafted. But speaking of not getting drafted, Huncho, I feel like we had a lot of good undrafted free agents. You mentioned one earlier, Kurt Warner's kid, Cade Warner is joining the Bucks. We got a couple other good ones. Linebacker Jeremy Banks from Tennessee. We got a really good kid, that running back from Syracuse. I look at this list and I'm really impressed with it. Tay Barber from TCU as well. We got a couple nice tight ends. We got nice linebackers, some nice edge rushers in the UDFA pool. I mean, it extends from the likes of Brandon Boyer Randall, Tay Barber, the wide receiver, outside linebacker Nelson Bannister, the edge rusher, Kalen Wiggins, Kavion Merriweather, tight end Tanner Talla, who's from around here, Illinois State. He went to Raheem Jarrett. We got so many good UDFAs. I really do feel that.
I'm intrigued with running back.
What's up, Hunch?
I said I'm intrigued with the undrafted running back that we had that we went
From
and got.
Syracuse?
I think he had an injury or something with his heart, and
Sean Tucker.
Sean Tucker. I think he's gonna be phenomenal. I've been hearing good things about him, and I just heard that the heart injury was really scared a lot of people away from him. And if he didn't have that issue, that he would have been taken in the second or third round. I don't know how true is that, but come on, that's still, if you can, if you could work that heart issue out and he's healthy, you know.
I like that one a lot. Sean Tucker could really make a role here. As you said, Hunch, he was supposed to be drafted, had a heart issue, and went off some teams' radars. But to me, in my opinion, no offense, that shouldn't really knock you down that much. I understand your career might not be for the longing with that sort of issue, but why not take a fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh round flyer on him? Here, we get him as a UDFA. I think that's tremendous value. We added another UDFA running back as well, Ronnie Brown. Kind of funny there, not the Ronnie Brown we all know from the Dolphins, but running back Ronnie Brown. So, Huncho, between Ronnie Brown and Sean Tucker, do you think either of these guys have a chance at sticking around the running back room?
Definitely, those guys definitely have an opportunity of not, with Leonard Fournette still not signed and not here anymore. I definitely see one of those guys can easily slide up if they perform in training camp. They can easily slide into a 2 or 3 role. I can see it happening. Because who do you have? Rashard White, Keyshawn Vaughn. He's been a tricky player since he's been here. He hasn't. I feel like he hasn't gotten the more so opportunities because of who he had in front of him. But once he did get on the field, he did make certain plays. He did make good plays, and they say he's getting better and better over the years. He's gotten better, so we're gonna see how much better did he get. Is he good enough to be a second running back? Third down, fourth down back, or I don't have too much high hopes on the other guy we got from But he came from the Cardinals, or
Yeah, Chase Edmonds. He came from the Broncos, but he was on the Cardinals.
yeah, he's giving me more. So I'm not. I don't know. Good third back, but I think the second string back running back is wide open. I mean, for all those guys, I don't think the second string running back is a lock as it was in the past year with Rashard White getting drafted and Leonard Fournette being here. I don't think it's just that. It's locked down. So we might have, if guys play hard and we might can get away with a steal. Look at Pacheco. He was drafted in what round last year? Undrafted.
The 7th.
The 7th round last year, and look at this guy just took the league by storm. He actually taken the former LSU running back spot, and he was the number 1 draft pick. I mean, first round draft pick, if I'm correct. And he's taking his spot, and they're reconsidering his contract, and that just shows you it doesn't go on your draft status. It's hard work, dedication, and effort. You get what I'm saying? And Pacheco, he is a hard effort running guy, and he earned that title of the first string running back. So you never know what you get in the later round guys or even the undrafted guys. So I'm looking forward to the running back competition, the quarterback competition. It's a lot of things to get excited about with the offensive coordinator. New offensive coordinator. These guys getting back healthy. Jensen fully healthy. Mike Evans healthy, Godwin healthy. You get what I'm saying? Defensive pieces that we added. I mean, it's excited all over yours about this team. It's just something that gets you going. You know, after coming away from a Tom Brady led team, this gives you the excitement to see what's next after that. And I'm not counting this year as a lay down year or a bust year, tanking year. I honestly think Todd Bowles knows his job is on the line if he doesn't get things done. And he's going to try to get things done his way.
I agree with that completely, and that's why I've been saying, and we've been saying here on the Buccaneers, Todd Bowles is going to do things to win this year because he knows his job's on the line, and that's why I think, too, although we've seen Will Levis here at pick number 19, the Bucs passed on him, because a guy like Todd Bowles knows that, hey, a guy like Elijah Cansey could come in right away and probably help me win a couple games. Will Levis, he might be able to down the road, but I might not be here down the road. So Todd Bowles is thinking for now, which makes sense for a head coach who might be on his last gasp as a head coach. It makes sense, and I think that's a good point, Hunch. And Neil joins us from YouTube, says, what it do, Neil. And Hunch, we've seen UDFAs come into play before. The year we won the Super Bowl, Nick Leverett and Javon Hagan, the safety, they were big-time players. Not big-time players, but they both won the Super Bowl on our roster. Then last year, we've seen Kalen Geiger and Devin Tompkins called up a couple of times and fill wide receiver roles. So the Bucs are one of those teams that seemingly more so often than not do utilize not only their draft picks, but the undrafted free agent pool.
Right, guys come in here, and all it takes is an opportunity, and guys step up. One injury, a slip, fall, anything, somebody gets sick, and they're not unable to play. The next man up, man. This is your opportunity, man. Me watching and going out and seeing these last few training camps, and I realized guys are hungry, and you never can count out guys, because we had a guy like what's the kick returner was scared to get hit. Darden. Yeah, we had Jaden Darden, and it's just something about him that he just couldn't, for where he was picked at, he just couldn't get it. Like, he was scared, he was too small, scared to get hit. So now you bring a guy in like Devin Tompkins in, and now he's competing for that role to start there again as he finished last year. And you bring a guy in like from Ohio State. I'm so bad with the names right now. I'm sorry, but the wide receiver that we just bought in, and he's actually competing with him, and he's actually done kick return in college. You understand what I'm saying? So I mean, at different levels of the game, even the special teams, I expect for us to try to step it up because our special teams weren't so special last year. You get what I'm saying? So I look for that to improve also on all aspects, from the coaching, from the players, everything. I'm looking forward to seeing what's going to happen this year because it's a make or kind of break type of year. You get what I'm saying?
And you're talking about Trey Palmer, the wide receiver, is
Exactly.
going to
I'm sorry.
compete for returns. And I think that's a great point, Huncho. Real quick here before I give my one big UDFA I kind of looked into and depict. Are you going to be going to training camps again this year, sir?
Me?
Yes, sir.
I'm not sure. I'm not sure. How's it looking right now? It doesn't look like it, but you never know. I'm not sure yet. I might.
Hey, well, either way, you'll be around, so we'll get some good insight from you during the off season regardless. Jeremy says it's about getting faster on defense, and another thing, it's about getting a little more stern on offense. We're here for 10 more minutes. Huncho and Tones taking you to the top of the hour here on the Buccaneers Live. Huncho, one guy I kind of dissected a little bit was Ryan Miller, the wide receiver tight end from Furman we signed. He was a senior last year from Furman. And in a game against Clemson last year, he had 13 receptions, 95 yards, and a touchdown. That's against Clemson. That's against some good competition. You look at him against University of Tennessee Chattanooga, 4 catches, 64 yards, a touchdown. Some more good numbers. And then you look in the playoffs, he really tore it up in 2 playoff games, had a total of 11 receptions for 108 or 110 yards, I'm sorry, with the touchdown as well. So I'm looking at Ryan Miller, his head coach from Furman, retweeted a tweet of mine out there. We hope to work our way to maybe being lucky enough to have Ryan Miller or some of these other rookies on the show. But Huncho, I'm looking forward to a kid. If you could go against Clemson in Clemson and get 13 receptions for 95 yards and a touchdown, I don't care what team you're on. I don't care what college you're coming out of. At 6'2", 221 pounds with those type of hands to put up those numbers against Clemson, you got some sort of potential going for you.
Right.
That's why I'm extremely excited about the Ryan Miller nab, and I'm really excited too about the Tay Barber nab. He's a wide receiver from TCU. So between Tay Barber and between Ryan Miller, I mean, Cade Warner, you alluded to it as well, Huncho. We're bringing in a lot of undrafted free agent wide receivers. We're even bringing in veteran wide receivers. David Moore, former Seahawks veteran wide receiver, joining the Bucs on a workout basis. I like that a lot. He had over 1,500 receiving yards at the Seahawks under Dave Canellis in a couple years span. So a lot of people are saying, why are the Bucs paying this much attention to wide receiver? Because we got Evans, Gage, and Godwin. Well, after Evans, Gage, and Godwin, you don't have any wide receivers on the roster besides these UDFAs, these tryout players, Trey Palmer, and then you add in Kalen Geiger and Devin Tompkins. And right now, Huncho, that's a pretty thin depth room.
Exactly. And as we know, with the wide receiver, more so our wide receivers are all last year, our offensive linemen, and always the cornerbacks. We always have an issue with injuries. So we stockpile those positions of need that we know that we want to keep premier talent right there, so we can see guys step up. And even if we have injuries that might happen, might not happen, we know injuries are going to happen, but we don't know when and we don't know to who. So the most important positions, yes, we want to block the quarterback. Yes, we want wide receivers that can catch, because we obviously we're gonna have to score. We're even though we're transitioning to a more of a run-based offense, I feel like with the weapons that we do have, we're going to be throwing also. So you want to have guys that can come in and fill in those roles without having too much of a drop off. You understand what I'm saying? So I feel like, yeah, those are positions that you want to make sure that you have enough guys that can step in and fill in if needed. Cornerback, exactly, definitely. Offensive line and wide receiver.
And kind of funny, we mentioned Patrick Laird earlier, Buccaneers running back. Greg Allman just came out with a tweet 15 minutes ago. Another jersey number change for the Bucs with Gio Bernard not re-signed and retiring.
Retired.
Running back Patrick Laird has switched numbers from 43 to 25.
Okay.
So
Let's make the 25 look good.
Yeah, let's make the 25 look good.
You know who I always think about, Tones, with 25? It always brings me back to the guy before
Aqib Talib.
No. He's a running back. He was a running back. This guy was a running back too. Mike James.
Oh,
Remember Mike James had that little.
I got his game-used helmet sitting right next to me from his Bucs days. He was the man.
Yeah, he was a good guy, man. I feel like if he would have got some opportunities more earlier, he would have been nice. It had some injuries and things had to happen for him to get a little playing time. But yeah, he was a little nice, and I liked the way he ran.
I like the way he ran as well. And speaking of running, I think Peter King might have to run after we get done with this discussion. No, I'm just kidding. Peter King, highly respected analyst, but to me, a little bit of a questionable one here, Huncho. He leaves the Bucs ranked 31 in his power rankings. We still got this to talk about. Then we're going to get to some schedule release stuff before we bounce out of here. So a couple more minutes. What do you think, and what are your thoughts on Peter King putting us at 31 out of 32 teams in his power rankings? We still have Levante David, Vita Vea, Jamel Dean, Antoine Winfield, Devin White, Carlton Davis, Greg Gaines.
What is he ranking us on? He's like more so he's ranking us on quarterback more than anything, because the shift mainly came at quarterback. So you mean to tell me there are 30 other quarterbacks better than our quarterback in like running back room and wide receiver room? No, I don't feel like that. Even in our own division, like you're gonna take some of these rookies. Like it's a lot of rookies in this that just came in, haven't played a snap, haven't played a down in the NFL, and you're gonna just hand them. Oh, they're gonna be better than the Tampa. They're gonna be like, we have Pro Bowl guys here already at certain positions. So are you going on the fact that Baker might start, or we might start with Trask, that we might be the worst team in the NFL? That's a reach, a big reach, because I know you still have, come on, guys, you still have the Texans out there. The Lions looked it nice last year, but come on, even the Jaguars. Come on, guys, it's just some teams that you just we are a foundation. We just won a Super Bowl a few years ago. Come on, that aura is still around. You just don't fall from Super Bowl to last in the 2 years, last in the league. I don't care what goes on. You get what I'm saying? And that was just kind of a bonehead. And from what I heard, he didn't even really go into detail about it. It was more so of, oh, they don't have Brady this year. It was fun while it lasted. He took that type of approach with it instead of actually doing a thorough research about what's really going on, an in-depth research about what moves have been made for these players in the organization. So I think just like Mike Martinez said, I feel like his rankings are trash. I feel like they're trash because there's no way that you put the Bucs at the bottom. I don't care what you're talking about, especially with our defense.
Huncho, you may remember Mike way back when he was on our Super Bowl podcast with Anthony Gator and all of us. Mike Martinez is joining us from the Big Recon on Sports podcast, and now he's joining us tonight in the comments. So pretty cool. He said King's rankings are trash. They are. Baker will be fine. He will be. And then he says he's never liked Baker, Trask, or Bowles. It's biased. I do agree with Mike there. Peter King's a hater. Stunna is joining us quickly. Stunna, we got a couple minutes left. Any thoughts and words on Peter King before we get to the schedule release? Do you agree with Huncho, myself, and Mike Martinez that the 31st out of 32nd power rankings might not be that fair?
Well, I like to start at the bottom and surprise people. I find that's better than starting at the top and getting knocked off for being everyone's target, like we were when we had Brady on the quarterback. But I will say I can describe Peter King in one word: overrated.
I remember, what was it? One of the years that the Dolphins did terrible, Peter King had them winning the Super Bowl. This guy has been wrong more times than he's been right, Bucs fans. So I want to be really worried about the thoughts or predictions or guesstimates.
Guys like that, Tones, guys like that, they're known for their history of the game. He's an OG type, you know. So they let those OGs run around and say whatever they want. That's like the drunk uncle at the party. Everybody know he's drunk, so that's just Uncle Louie, and that's how he is. You know, he's gonna say some stupid stuff and do some stupid stuff, but that's what he's at this stage right now. He's the drunk uncle, and everybody accepts him. You know what I'm saying? Because everybody loves Uncle Louie.
That is a good one. That's funny. He is like that uncle who sticks around a little too long, so everyone finds to love him. And Mike says, great job, bro. Glad to see you guys killing it. Gotta go. Love the stuff, man. Thanks for joining us, Mike. We appreciate you tuning in, Huncho, Stunna, and I. I said Hunna. I combined your guys' names. Huncho, Stunna.
We're a great combo.
Yeah, maybe that's your guys' new tag team name, Hunna, for the WWE tag team belts next time it's in Tampa.
There it is.
Stuncho and Hunna. Stuncho and Hunna.
Yeah.
Stuncho and Hunna. I love both of them. I love it. Fellas.
We stunned on them and hunching on them.
No. We ain't doing that.
The females we hunching on anyway.
Okay.
Oh
wow! You ain't been on the podcast you ain't been on the podcast 5 whole minutes, and you out here wilding.
You know, hey man, we got spring football out here. It's hard life, man.
I'm ready for some real football, man.
How's that going, Stunna? Real quick before we get to the schedule release and about that, any thoughts on spring football? How's that going?
Oh man, it's great. It's so great that in the state of Florida we get to put the pads on and get a spring gym, and it's just, you know, it sets your off-season program going, and it's a way to evaluate your young players, and it really puts us at an advantage to a lot of states. Although most teams in the Southeast have a spring football, so it's a really awesome time, and it's a good time to teach kids the game, and it's a good time to grow as a team and an organization as well.
That's why we love having your insight here as well. You get that youth football movement. You got coaching experience. So always a good add to the Buccaneers. We appreciate you joining us. And sorry the timing didn't work well. In the coming weeks, we're going to get on track and get better times so everybody could hopefully
I'm going to be honest. I think Honcho a little bit better with the draft anyway. So he's been a little bit more of an expert than me. I'm more of an X and O guy.
I'm better than anything anyway. Don't say the draft. I'm better anyways, man.
Hey, I don't know. I'm a super fan. I like to go the away games.
I know.
Both y'all are great. Both y'all are great because you know, we all bring different great things to the table. That's why we're all
That's
here.
It. That's why we're the Buccaneers, right? It's a group of guys that all got input. We all got different perspectives, and it brings a unique perspective out of many as one ideal, and we all love the Bucs.
Correct, bro.
Yeah, because you get a lot of podcasts out there. And I say this on the real quick last thing before schedule release, I promise. But I say this all the time on my brother's wrestling podcast. I'm always a heel on there. I'm always bringing different opinions on there because too many times nowadays, especially with Bucs podcast too, you just get all the co-hosts holding hands, all happy ho-hum. Everyone's having the same opinions. Everyone's agreeing on the same things. We're going to give you what we really think here. We're not going to set it up. We're not going to be fake. We're not going to pre-plan.
Not PR. This ain't a PR.
Exactly. We're not going to pre-plan beefs. We're not going to say things on air to try and cause fights. We're going to just truly say what we feel. And that's what you get out of Stunna, Huncho, Katz, Bucko, and myself here on the Buccaneers. Fellas, schedule release Thursday night. 7 o'clock Central, 8 o'clock Eastern time. We already know our opponents. Our home opponents for 2023 will be the Chicago Bears, the Detroit Lions, the Jacksonville Jaguars, the Tennessee Titans, the Philadelphia Eagles, the Carolina Panthers, the New Orleans Saints, and the Atlanta Falcons. And we have one more away game because there are now 17 games. Our away schedule is the Packers, the Vikings, the Texans, the Colts, the Niners, the Bills, the Panthers, the Saints, and the Falcons. There's not really one snoozable game on that schedule. It's not a hard schedule by any means, but it's not a snooze festive one. There's a lot of entertainment in there. They're either division rivals or against young quarterbacks potentially. I could easily see us getting 8 to 9 wins.
Exactly, maybe 10. I definitely see the home games all being winnable, honestly. if we have our in division games where we might go 1-1 or we might sweep one, but for the most part, all those other teams outside of the division, I feel like we can beat them. Honestly, come on, it's a lot of guys doing the same things that we're doing, but we have more continuity and we established more of a culture than these guys. So I don't see these new reformed teams just coming into Tampa and just getting things going like Peter King would think.
I agree. Stunna, what's your thoughts on the schedule release? And are there any games that jump out at you particularly? If you could pick one road game and one home game to highlight, what are you looking at?
At Green Bay or at Houston is very intriguing. And you said we're home against the Washington Commanders?
No, not the Commanders. We're home against the Bears. Yeah, the Eagles.
And the Giants?
No, I don't think we only play one team from that division this year. Just the Eagles.
Gotcha. Yeah, the Bears at home is definitely intriguing. A big thing that stands out to me is all them up north teams that play down here. That's not good for us because they always look like it's a vacation to go to Florida and watch your team. And I've actually sat next to guys who came down for Baltimore, said it's cheaper for them to get Bucs tickets, get a hotel, fly to Tampa, stay and watch a game and fly back than it is to go to a Baltimore home game for them. So there's a big deal. Up north there's nothing to do, so the football tickets are skyrocket high, and it's a big deal. We're around here, everything is doing, and the tickets are cheap. So a lot of them up north teams look at us as a vacation destination. So that's kind of scary that we're going to lose our home field advantage in a lot of them games.
I call that BS. Right now, even over the last few years, you definitely Ravens. You're not packing out. I don't see them packing out. Like when we had Tom Brady here, I don't see it. The tickets were up. You talking about flights and hotels? I live in Tampa. I know how. I have friends that are concierge, so I know that when they were booked in Tampa, when it's a game, anything around the stadium is booked and it's going to be expensive. And I know you're not paying over $500-$600 to go to a Baltimore game. Come on, man. You're talking about almost $1,000 or better.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. And lower bowl tickets up north be $1,000 or more.
Especially for Baltimore. I ain't going for it.
Nah, we're not gonna. We in the cheap seats if we go up there. Heck yeah, you know that.
I ain't going, but I don't think their whole trip. It depends on where they want to sit at. But that's just like coming to watch a game. If you're from Tampa, depending on where you sit at, depending on what your pocket look like, you're gonna be sitting in an area that's a little more pricey than if you want to sit in the AC. Is gonna be a little more money than sitting outside. You know what I'm saying?
No, so those great seats at the stadium are a lot more expensive. The club seating or whatever, they are pretty penny.
Exactly. Especially if you want to get close to that field. If you want to get close to Tampa field, come on. I done went to several games over these last couple of years with Tom Brady being there. So I know.
Well, the last 3 years is kind of an anomaly with Tom Brady. You're correct about that because that shit was packed. But before he got here with Jameis, that thing was empty.
Yeah, I remember.
Oh yeah, Jameis, of course. They were throwing. Come on, you know, coming to see Jameis was like going to see the other team because you know they were going to get the ball 3 or 4 times offense.
Correct.
Maybe that's what drove other fans, and we'll get a big, heavy fan present. I'm guessing against the Bears, Lions, and Eagles. Those seem to be our three. Where the cold weather guys will.
Yeah, those 3 will be sold out, and it'll feel like a college bowl game because it'll be half the stands will be full with the other fans.
Hey, quick question, Tones. Before I know you. This just came out. I know we haven't spoke on it. I know you had everything what you want to speak about. But what about the Devin White trade holdout? How do you feel about that, real quick?
That's a great thing to bring up. I appreciate you bringing that up. I think that he's really dug himself in quite the interesting predicament. I think that he's been cryptic enough where he deserves some of the fanfare blame that he's been getting, and at the same time, he seems like he's trying to dig himself out of a hole to play hero ball, but he wouldn't have to dig himself out of a hole if he didn't put himself in a hole. Real quick, fellas, both your thoughts quick, then we'll give our big things and walk-offs and head out of here. We'll start with Stunna, then go to Hunch. Stunna, thoughts on the Devin White situation. Now he's Instagramming today that he can't wait to come back and prove people wrong.
What? So he's been in practice or he's holding out?
It looks like he's going to come back eventually.
When he shows his face in the building, I'll believe it. His agent sucks. This was very bad idea. I commented on Twitter. I said, we had the same thing with Deshaun Jackson acting like a malcontent, and we could have traded him in the season. Instead, we let him hang around, and we had to trade him anyway. So Devin White either wants to be a Buck or he needs to go. And unfortunately, in my mind, we should have went ahead and moved him before the draft and just moved on with Cervasia. So even though he's not as good as Devin White, oh well, he's not a holdout either. So one thing with the Bucs, we need guys that want to play with the Bucs. And my heart is broke. I'm the biggest Devin White fan ever. He came in, said he was all about the Bucs growing up. I believed him. Casey did his draft order. The guy that did it is dead now. So it's like it was a real emotional thing having Devin play for us. I don't know what's going on with this holdout situation. I hope it resolves itself. But in my heart, I've already moved on, man. Just trade him again, and we'll go with who we got who wants to be a Buck.
I personally, this is Huncho speaking. We need Devin. I ain't gonna even lie. I ain't gonna even hold you. We need Devin this year, at least this year. We need him because I'm looking at the guys that we play and the running backs that we got to face, man. It's not going to be no cakewalk. If we can't stop them and they get to the outside and go to running and tiring our defensive line out and tiring these guys out, come on, man. The Falcons just went and got this guy. Come on, man. We can't. The Lions, the Eagles, these guys have running backs, and we're getting smaller up front to get quicker. We're gonna need some speed there to catch. If some whiff assignments and stuff, like we need. I 110 dislike what he's doing right now and how he's handling his business. I don't know if his agent is telling him to do this or it's just Devin being arrogant and cocky, like I believe it is, because I know people that's met and encountered Devin, and they all say he goes about himself arrogantly and cocky. I understand where you were picked at, and I understand that, and he wants to be paid for what he has done and the guaranteed money. But come on, man, just like the coach said, man, you having champagne. What he said, he's a champagne problem. Whatever he said, you know what I'm saying?
He has a champagne problem.
Man, come on, man, bro. You making 11 mil this year, bro. But you worried about a guarantee. Like, play your part if you're ready to get back. Play your part, Devin, and you're gonna get paid. We take care of you guys. Why are you trying to jump the gun? Or you got an injury that we don't know? Like, I don't know. It's just kind of crazy how his mind is showing me more and more how immature this guy is. I mean, everybody knows, like with Lamar Jackson situation, I can understand that. We know he's a quarterback. He leads. He's been the MVP of the league. He's done it. So his argument might be a little more valid. Devin, you went to one Pro Bowl? Like, I don't even come on, Devin, just relax. You're not even a top 5 linebacker in this league right now. Like, come on, like you're terrible in coverage. Come on, besides the speed, Devin, come on, man. We just need you to get in, just show us that you can do what we want you to do. If you're ready to prove us wrong, then why are you trying to hold out? What you think you're gonna afford? We don't even have money like that to give you. That's even more selfish. That's the part where I don't like. Well, I want to get rid of a guy because you are thinking me first instead of team first. You see that we didn't pay nobody this year. Nobody got a big contract. You know what it is. So anyways, the money's going to have to come to you next year.
Yeah,
but he's being selfish, bro.
And you've seen the Bucs take care. I think both of you make great points, and to add on that to end it here, I think that the Bucs take care of their own, and if Devin took the patient approach, he still might get taken care of, but his chances would have increased. Look at what we've done with Carlton Davis, Jamel Dean, Vita Vea, Mike Evans, Chris Godwin. We're going to do with Tristan Wirfs and Antoine Winfield, I'm sure, but the Bucs have been prone to taking care of their own, and I'm sure that if Devin White plays good this year and he changes his attitude, that might still be a possibility. If not, his attitude's going to run him out of town and cost him a big contract anywhere he goes. I'll tell you what, he ain't worth $20 million one way or another, and he ain't worth $20 million putting it up with that attitude. So I see both
just like Quan Alexander wasn't worth what the Niners paid him.
Yeah, Quan Alexander wasn't worth what he quite made as well, I don't think. So that's something there. Not a bad comp, although Devin White's ceiling is higher. So I think he does deserve a little more than Quan, but I know what you mean. Quan was overpaid, and I think Devin.
Well, we got Devin to replace Quan because Quan wanted to go make the money, and he went and he got a big payday from the 49ers. 2 years later, they had to cut him because they overpaid him.
Correct. So that's where we stand with Quan. That's where we stand with Devin. And Jeremy makes a good point. He's already top 5 paid linebacker in the league. That 5th-year option being a top 5 pick gets you a lot of money. Devin White, I believe, is making around 11 or 12 million this year. So no chump change there, guys, as we're winding down here on the Buccaneers. We have been here for longer than expected, which is a beautiful thing because we always have beautiful sports talk and whatnot. And Ryan Miller has followed us on Twitter at the Buccaneers. New Bucs rookie Ryan Miller gives us a Twitter follow. So we'll see if we could wiggle with Ryan and maybe get him on the show. That'd be a lot of fun. As Vera's joining on Facebook now as well. Let's do our one big things and walk-offs. We'll start with you, Stunna, go to Huncho, and go to me. To end the show, what's your one last word on this one, Stunna? Thanks for joining us tonight, brother.
One last word is Bucs Nation, raise up. If you ain't a Bucs fan, walk the plank. It's time to see who our real fans are. All the Brady bandwagoners are out of the way. Let's see what kind of fan base we really got. We just won the Super Bowl 2 years ago. We got back-to-back division championships. Let's see if we can go defend this thing. And let's have a better showing than last year. Let's be real. We had high expectations and we fell short. Let's come out here this year. Let's win the games we're supposed to win. Let's steal a couple games that we ain't. And let's come out here with a winning record and win this division again. Go Bucs.
Huncho, what's your last words? One big thing. I couldn't agree more, Stunna.
One big thing is Dave Canales' offense is going to have to improve drastically. Show improvement from last year. More show an improved offense versus last year because we were so horrible in so many aspects. I just want to say that if Dave Canales can get us up to speed quick and a beautiful offense, then I believe that we will be we'll be definitely a playoff team. And that's what I want to say. I'm ready for football as everybody else. NBA is all right, but nothing like football, you know what I'm saying? So, yeah, I'm with Stunna also, man. Brady bandwagoners out of the door. Back to the basics, man. It's a Bucs life. Let's go.
No more half Gronk, half Brady, Patriot, Buck jerseys. Those were brutal. And Grizz says Bucs have nowhere to go but up on offense. And I agree with you, Grizz. And that's why my one last big thing and walk-off will be watch out for the offense and watch out for the young guys making contributions. We're going to get some rookies, some second or third year players, and some UDFAs as well from this year and last year that make an impact. So get used to the roster, look it up, get used to the offseason roster, get used to the training camp roster. Next week is Bucs rookie training camp, so be prepared for that. And I'm telling you, Ryan Miller, whether it's at tight end or at wide receiver, could very well so be a big contributor during the offseason, and maybe, who knows, maybe the fall or maybe make the practice squad. But I'd keep an eye on Ryan Miller out of Furman, the wide receiver / tight end. It's been an incredible hour here on the Buccaneers with Huncho, Stunna, and myself. Hunch, any last thoughts before we close out here? I think Hunch might have left already, and that's all right. Stunna, any last words or thoughts?
Oh, my bad. I was muted.
Go ahead, Hunch. Hit him up. He said last word.
My bad. Yeah, man. I love you guys. Y'all guys take care of yourself. Everybody that's listening and watching, I'm praying over everybody. Hope everybody take care of themselves, and I pray that you guys have a better day tomorrow than the last.
That's awesome. I love that, Huncho. Stunna, any last words, brother? That was inspiring from Hunch.
Oh, man, it's great to be on the Buccaneer podcast. You know, it's the best podcast in football. You know, it's a great time of year. Summertime is here. Let's all get our money up so we can go watch the Bucs next year, and let's have a great season. Let's be one united fan group And anybody that don't like the Bucs, walk the plank, fire the cannon.
Fire the damn cannons, go Bucs. We're going to be back really soon. Huncho, Stun, and myself on the Buccaneers. Like I said, we're working on former Bucs interviews. We're working on Bucs rookie interviews. We got a lot of good stuff coming on the Buccaneers. We keep moving up slowly but surely, but damn it, we keep moving up. Fire the damn cannons, go Bucs. Thanks so much to the boys, Huncho and Stunna. Great guys joining the show this evening. Until next time, Tampa Tones, on behalf of Huncho and Stunna and Huncho, it's been the Buccaneers. Peace out. Everybody have a blessed evening. Stay beautiful and stay loved. Game on Sunday, man. I know you're nervous for the Rams, but you got to be a little enthusiastic after being there.
Bro, that game atmosphere was ridiculous. The energy, the electricity. That place was rocking. Anyone was there, and a lot of the Super Bucs fans were there too. The Bucs.
Tampa Tones. We are joined by Lead Goon tonight, host of the Pat and Aaron Show of WDAE, Pat Donovan. And it sounds like Stunna is bumbling a little bit. Going to put him on mute for a second until that gets a little clear. But we're joined by Pat
It looks like
Donovan.
Stunna's hanging out with Cheech and Chong in a car with the windows up or something over there.
It does look like we got a little.
No, my camera's broke.